we're going to create the parts, and then we're going to create these engineering type drawings. So this will be the first one. This is drawing number 2, easy enough. Drawing number 3, drawing number 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so I'd like you to, whenever you're creating the drawings, please, I want you to create them that they're very, very close to the actual drawings that I've given you. So I don't really want you to go off in your own tangent and create drawings the way you think you should. I'd like you to create them as carbon copies, as really as close as possible, because I kind of want to force you to practice all the drawing, the annotations, the lines, the different types of views and so on. So this is what we're going to work on today. And the other thing is, all of the drawings are going to be all of the drawings are going to be on this AACC template that I drew up a few years ago. 2008, believe it or not, is when I drew it first. So how many years ago is that? That's a good while. 5 years, 6 years. Anyway, so let's have a look at this first piece. My feeling is I'd like to draw this top view out. Basically the majority of that top view. And what we'll end up doing is, yeah, you can see here we have a floor, and then we have a wall that goes around it. So you have the floor and you have the wall, and then you have these 3 bosses, 1, 2, 3 of different heights. Then you have this thing sticking out here. You have another slot there, and then it looks like he's after cutting out this bit of the wall there. So it's not too bad. I'm thinking it might help you if you had a 3D view, but you know, this is what happens. You have to be able to draw stuff up sometimes in 2D. So let's just draw this view out on the top plane, and let's just go from there. Okay, so it looks like it's definitely inches. So let's get a drawing or part going first. So we get a new part. Inches. Sketch. We'll create a sketch on the top plane. It really doesn't matter. Now let's have a look and see where. Let me just close down this template for a second. Where is a good place for this origin? My feeling is right there where that hole is. Okay, so let's put in a circle, a little construction circle in the origin, and then we'll work our way around the wall. Now what is it? Let's make a construction circle of a 1/2 inch for the time being. .5, and I'm just going to turn this into a construction circle. So I click on it and I go for construction. Okay, now I'm going to be going back and forth a lot. So we have a rectangle, and then we have an offset. So let's get a rectangle going here. A corner rectangle, and it looks like it's 2 inches from there to there, and then what is it? 2 inches from there to there. And then we know this is 3.185, 3.185, okay. Excuse me, I have the sniffles at the moment. 2 inches, and then we have from there to there 3.185. Oh yeah. Alright, 2 inches, 3.185, okay. Now, then we have 2.375, and then 5 inches. I'm after forgetting the number already. 2.375. 2.375 from there to there, and then that's 5 inches. Okay, now let's make sure that looks correct. Okay. Now, we have a 1/4 inch wall that goes around the side with some fillets on it. So let's do that. So I'm going to go offset. I'm going to turn off select chain. I'm going to make this 0.25. And I'm just going to offset these lines. Ah yeah, look at that. Lovely. And then we have, okay, we got that. let's draw this big semicircle in. Now what is that? It looks like it's 1.125. Is there anywhere else? We're sort of assuming those line up. 1.125. Yeah, that works. Okay, and then I draw lines from there to there and there to there. Okay, and let's just trim this bit of it away. Let's go back and have a look. So I'm just slowly building up this view. Now I have some fillets and they're 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to put them in a second. Let's put in a line there and a line over this boss. No, don't be like that. There we go. No, I don't want the midpoint. Okay. Okay, let's look at these dimensions here. 0.185. I think I can see a dimension missing right already. We got this 0.185, 0.875. Let's put that in. So from that edge to that edge, 0.875. Let's just check it. Is it from that edge? Yeah, from the very outer edge to that line there, 0.875. Now what about here though? I need some sort of reference from there to there, and I'm not getting it here. Am I? No, I'm not getting it there. Am I getting it here? I'm covering my mouth here. So I need this dimension from here to here. Now what is that? I'm still looking. I'm gonna put in 2 inches just from there to that line. We'll make it 2 inches just for the time being. I'm really certain I can't find it there, so if we have to change it later we will. We'll make that 2 inches, and I'm going to trim this bit of it away. Now there's 1/4 of an inch. Let's zoom in here. There, 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 all over the place, and there. So let's do that. Let's do 1/4 of an inch fillet. 0.25. There's 1. There's 2. There's, oops, it doesn't like that. Let's just put those in first. That's missing a line. Okay, let's put that line back in. Okay, is there a fillet there? I don't think so. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing quite a few of them. Okay, 1, 2. Whenever you put in a fillet, sometimes it removes that line. It's actually supposed to do that, so you're gonna have to redraw that line in, like so. You'll just get used to it. If I go no, what does it do? Let's see, does it keep it in there? No, it doesn't. Now there's some sort of relation missing. Let's put that line back in. Try to delete it, come on now. Very strange. I'm going to undo what I did. Let's undo what I did there, and let's go back here. Yeah, that line has to be there, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm just after undoing there because that fillet was going a bit crazy. it removed two relations there that I definitely didn't want to. I didn't need them hanging around. Is that line still there? Is there a line still there? Yeah, okay, good. And let's put in another one. Okay. Yeah, it's removing all sorts of lines. So I think I know I always tell you to do feature fillets. Sometimes it is a better idea. I don't know. I might have done feature fillets at this stage. Now what happened there? Because I lost this line here, this horizontal line. This line doesn't have a dimension of 5 from there anymore. So I need to re-put that in. So there's the 5 inches, and I'll tidy up these dimensions a little bit. That's probably, I'm kind of covering some new material there that you might not have seen, so I apologize if I'm going a bit fast. So what is the main thing? The main thing is whenever you put in fillets on a kind of a more complex sketch, what will happen is they will actually delete lines. They'll put that fillet in and then they'll trim that rest of the line, kind of like they're supposed to. So sometimes you have to actually re-put that line in or put that line back in. So that's it. What else do we have? Yeah, that's the sketch. Okay. We'll add this extra. We'll add this in later. This, I don't know what you'd call it, boss. We'll add that in later. So let's do this. Let's extrude the floor, then extrude the wall, and then we'll extrude the wall. Yeah, we're missing this piece as well though. So let's have a look. That's not right. We need this piece in here. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's extrude the wall all the way to there, and then we'll add him in later. Okay? And let's just, instead of having this fillet here, let's watch this. I'm going to go extend, and then I'm going to delete this. Let's tidy that up a bit. Okay, and then what's going on here? We need to make this radius and that radius equal to one another. There she goes. Okay. Alright, let's go. Well, what is the thickness of the floor? The thickness of the floor is 1/4 of an inch. So I'll go extrude, and I'll extrude that contour, that, and we'll make it 0.25. Now we have our floor, just a rectangle. I'll right click here and I'll turn that sketch on so you can see it a bit more, and then I'm going to extrude this wall up. Now what is the wall height? The wall height is 2.25. Now let's uncheck that thin feature, get in there, and let's highlight these contours. There's one. No, we don't want that one. Okay, that's the wall, and we'll extrude this 2.25, and we'll go okay. That's it. And we make sure that we right click, and I make sure that this merge result is turned on. Now what's the next bit? Let's get this boss here extruded, and what height is that? Lovely, we get a dimension 1.750 from the very bottom up to the top. So I go extrude, get that sketch, turn off that thin feature. Let me just show you another way. I'll just go extrude, and it goes right. What do you want to extrude? We can just highlight this sketch here, and then this thin feature doesn't turn on, and now we can manually select the contours. So there's one. Now what is it again? 1.75. Is it? Let me check. 1.75, yep. There's that. And then this center section, now what's that? It goes up 1.375 from the bottom. Look at that, lovely. 1.375 1.375. Let me just double check that. 1.375. Okay. And that's that. So let's right click and turn off that sketch. And now we have this. Okay. The easy part, I'm going to add this boss here at the back end. And that, you can see that it comes from the very top line and then is extruded a ½ an inch down. So I'll create a sketch on that plane and I'll go normal 2. And I'll draw a hole or a circle, and I'll just get the quadrants from there to there and there to there. Okay. Sorry about that. A bit of a cold. Alright, I'm going to go from make those 2 lines collinear, make this point and that point, no, don't do that, make them vertical, and then it goes black. Now, what is the distance? We know that the distance from that point to there is 2.315. Let's check it out. 2.315. Beautiful. And now we'll trim this bit of it away and I'll put in a circle there. Now what is it? 0.5. Now I remember that the thickness of this boss is a ½ an inch. Now your alarm bell should be ringing off. So Tim, you have to enclose that region. So there you go. I'll get out of the sketch. I'll rotate. I'll go extrude, I'll flip it and I'll make a 0.5 and I'll go OK. So there's that. Now I bet you there's fillets on it. No fillets, look at that. Is there fillets? Little tiny ones. It's kind of not clear. I'll leave that straight the way it is. In reality, in real life, you would have some curves there because this is a part that would be milled out. It would be milled out, it would be held in a vice just like that, and you would have a big mill bit that would come around and it would mill out all of this. Now that mill bit has a radius, so it's impossible to have like a 90-degree angle there. So you would have all these fillets like shown, it would drive along there like that, and you would have a curve there and a curve here. So we just draw it the way the person has drawn it out. Okay, what's next? Now if I rotate this and I look at it from that side, it looks like there's a cutout. So let's just draw that in. I'll create a sketch. I'll draw my lines. And I'll go from 0.875 0.875. Okay, and then I'll go. What's the distance from here to here? Do we have that? There's another dimension missing, but it looks like it's gone from the very, very edge. So let's look at this. I'm going to turn on the wireframe, and I'm going to drag this point and that line. I'm going to make them coincident. Look at that, lovely. And then I need a dimension here. Now that dimension, it looks like, because that line is there, 0.875. Yeah, 0.875. Okay, let's go back to shaded with edges. Let's rebuild the sketch and let's go extrude cut, and I'm going to go up to next. Let's see what happens. And it's going to cut that bit of it out, which is nice. Up to next, extrude cut. Look at that, lovely. That's it. Now, I'll create a sketch on that face, and I'm going to go normal 2, and we want to draw in this boss that we forgot about. So let's draw a circle, and then we're going to get the quadrant lines. Like so. And I'll go from there to there, and I'm going to line up these 2 points, these 2 lines, and make them collinear. And then I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to click that edge, go convert entities, and let's see if this is going to work. We'll make a tangent. Yeah, look at that. Now what's the distance from there to there? 1.125 to the center from the very edge. 1.125. 1.125. There we go. I'll just click this edge, go convert entities, and let's trim that bit of it away there, and trim that bit of it away, and we'll go extrude, and it goes up to this surface here, but let's just check. Yeah, it goes all the way up to that surface right there. So up to surface. Which surface do you want to extrude to? That surface there. Now if that surface changes height, this boss will follow. Okay, there's that. Now we got to add a few minor details. So I'm going to show you something new. These holes are coming in from the bottom, and they're counter bores. You can see that from those views there. It's a counter bore. Okay. Now let's do this first counter bore here. And it's saying it's a counter bore 0.625, 0.441 through, and then 0.125 deep from far side. Okay. So I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to turn on the hidden lines so we can see through it. I'm going to click that face, and I'm going to go hole wizard. And we have all these different types of holes. We have counter bore, countersink, through, and what's the other one? A tapped hole. So hold on just for 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, we know we want a counter bore, and we'll open this up, and we want ANSI inch. And a counter bore, you can just actually specify the type of hole that you want. Now, we don't really, unfortunately, it just doesn't tell us whether it's a 1/4 or it's a certain type. It's giving us kind of a custom dimensions. So we got to come into here. I don't know, do we have to do we show custom sizing? That's what we want. Yeah, I click on counter bore, click on show custom sizing, and now I have all of this. So we know the hole is what? 0.441. 0.441. We know the counter bore is 0.625, that's 5/8, and we know the depth is what? The depth is 0.125. Okay, so let's input all of those 3, and I'll go to positions. Now, before I clicked on hole position, I clicked on the face, so I can just put this in straight away. Okay, and let's turn that on, and that's what it looks like. Lovely. Okay. The next one is the counter bore that goes through that boss. So I rotate, and I'll show you again. I'm going to rotate, and I click on the face first, and then I go to hole wizard. If you don't do that, it's going to be giving you grief. You'll see what I mean. Now it's a 1/2 inch, 0.875 and 0.125. So let's have a look. I can't even remember. 0.875. I think it's a 1/2 inch, is it? Yeah. Alright, let's hit the space bar. Now if I go to positions, it's going to be, well, I can lock into that origin, which we know is that point. So let's just turn this on the hid line. Now you also need to look at end condition is through all. So we could have a blind hole, that we can control the depth. I don't know if you can see that very well. Okay. Look at that, look at that, and you can see the drill point there and everything. So that end condition is blind, so it just goes in a little bit, but we don't want that. We want that to drill all the way through. So I'll right click, edit feature. Let's go down to end condition, and let's just change that to through all, and it will just bust right through there. Okay, that's that hole. Okay, what else do we have? Let's go back. Now this hole comes up from the bottom and it goes up until it reaches that slot. So let's put the slot in first and then we'll do the hole. Okay, now look at this slot here on the side. Okay, I hit the face, click on sketch, hit the space bar, go normal to, watch this, tools, sketch entities, straight slot, and I just go bang, bang, and then the third bang. Alright, 3 points will give us a slot instead of drawing 2 circles, lines and trimming. So it takes 2 seconds. The distance from the bottom to the center of the slot, 0.875. Okay, 0.75 is the distance from the center to the center. Now, what's this? 2.44. That looks like a screw up. I'm going to put 1/4 of an inch radius on that, or 1/2 an inch, and let's see what it looks like. Is it 0.44 they want? No, that doesn't seem right. Radius 0.4, 0.22. That looks kind of closer. 0.2, 0.441. What the hell is this? 2.441. Let's have a look at this. See what just 1/2 an inch looks like. Radius 0.25. That'll work. Okay. Oops, be careful there now. Okay, let's have a look. 0.75 and then 1.75 from that point out to the edge. So from there to there, 1.75. Okay, so I'll get out of here, I'll rotate, and let's see what this looks like. I'm going to go extrude cut, and I'm going to go up to next. There's a nice little slot on the side. So what we'll do is we'll create a hole that extrudes until it reaches that slot. So I hit the space bar, create a sketch, turn on the hidden line, and let's have a look. Diameter 0.315. 0.315. Okay, and then we'll go from, it's from, where is it? It's a half an inch from the edge. I can do that. Half an inch from the edge, and then what else are we missing? From the very front edge, 2.125. What is it? 2.125. Okay, it goes black. Let's tidy up those dimensions a little bit. Let's drag them in. Let's exit out of it. Features, extrude cut, up to next. You know all of this. Turn on shaded with edges, and let's have a look. Oh, look at that. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Nice little part. We got the holes, we got the bosses, we got the slot, we got the fillets. That's it. Let's save it. Desktop, lesson 7, part 1. Okay, now what's next? There's the part. We want to create a drawing out of it. Let's look at the drawing. there's 4 views and we would want an isometric. So we're going to draw this on 11 by 17. Okay? Now, we're going to create a template that we're going to use all the time. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And the template is going to look something like this. Okay? I'll be back in a second. I'm going to get a cup of orange and then we'll move on to the drawing. I'm back. Let's create the drawing for this part. Now, my plan is to draw this on 11 by 17 sheet. I'd like to use the AACC template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up 11 by 17 drawing. I'm going to edit that. I'm going to save it as a template. So you'll see what I mean now in a sec. Alright, so what do? We go File. Don't do that. File, New, Drawing. And this will come up. We want an ANSI B. I want to see 11 by 17 right there. I'm going to go OK. And what's nice about this 11 by 17 with the bigger sheets is they have a grid at the top. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the top, and on the side A, B, C, D. Now what that's for is people can call it grid references like A8, and they can get your attention down to this box. So that's what that's for. Now what we'll do is we're going to create a template that's similar to this. Okay? Now, I'll go through this kind of slow, or I'll try and go through it slow. So what we'll do is we'll draw this kind of title block in, and look, we may as well just edit. So I'm going too fast already. Let's right click and go edit sheet format and highlight all of this and delete it. Get rid of it all. Alright. Like so. Now I think I'm after deleting the number 3 from the bottom there. Let me just undo that. Ah yeah, there it is. Okay. Now let's get rid of that. Okay, and I'll draw in that bit of a rectangle. Okay, and let's look at these dimensions. 1 inch, 5.5 by 1 inch. Now I might, okay, I'm not going to change it, we'll just leave it the way it is. 5.5 by 1 inch, like so. We could make it a bit bigger, but let's keep going for a bit anyway. And let's draw these lines in, 2.75 and then 2. So from there to there, I'm just going 2.75, and then I'm going from there to there. I'm going to make that 2. Okay. Now I've got to blow my nose again. Sorry about that. So we're just drawing this title block in, just like we would draw a sketch. Oh, don't do that. Okay. This is the software that I'm using to record, and if I press it, it ends the recording. So I need to draw these lines in down here. Okay. So from there to there, and there to there. Alright. Now we have that 1 inch, and then what's this going to be? 1/3. 0.33, and from there to there, 0.33. Okay. Now that's the title block that I'm using on a 8.5 by 11. I'd like to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make this 1.5, and I'm going to make this 7. Now what does that look like? That looks a bit better. Okay, and we'll make this 0.5. I'll make that 0.5. Now we don't need that. Let's make that 3, and we'll make this 2.5. Very nice. Okay, so there you go. I might change those now in a second. It's obvious that I'm kind of winging it today. 3.25. Okay, now I'm going to put the bird in, and then I'm going to add in the text. So how do I get the bird in? And where is that bird? So where do we get the AACC logo? We'll go to Google. I'll type in AACC logo. I'm going to go to images, and look at this, beautiful. Oh, I like this one right here. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go save image as. And I'm going to save this to the desktop. And in here, on the desktop, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to have a templates folder. And this is what you should do. Templates. Let's even be a bit more specific. SolidWorks templates, and put that drawing in there. Put that image in there. So let's go back. I'm going to go insert, picture, and I'm going to find that picture. Alright, I'm going to resize it. Yeah, this is what I'll do. I'm going to save myself a bit of work here. Alright. Just have our logo right there like that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We'll see how I feel about that now in a sec. Okay. And then we have title drawn by class, unit size. Okay, title drawn by class. Let me see if I can remember those. Okay, we're going to go annotation, note. Now notice if I point at something, I get a leader. Okay, if I don't point at something, I just get the box. So just watch that. Now, I'm going to use, whenever I created this original template, I was going through a love affair with a font called Eurostyle. Now, the problem with the Eurostyle font is it's a lot of computers don't have it. So if a lot of computers don't have it, it kind of screws the drawing up. So we're not going to use this Eurostyle font. We're going to use something else. So let's go back. And what font will we use? Look, Century Gothic will do just fine. Drawn by. Now let's see. What I'm doing here is I'm just copying and pasting those. Now they're a little bit big. So let's highlight it and let's change that point size. We'll make that 10. Now what's the first one? Title. Drawn by class. Title. Title. Okay. So I like the size of that. So I press Control, highlight it, Control C, Control V, and watch this. What's nice about this is it lines things up, like so. You're looking for those yellow lines, and then what's this? Drawn by. Okay. That's a little bit big there. We might have to move that up. Drawn by title. Now what we do here? We'll do date. Class. And then what's this? Units, I'm guessing. Okay. And there are those three. Now let's move this up here and let's line the text up. Not bad. Okay, so let's do this. Let's delete that dimension and let's drag this over a little bit. Okay. 6.4. 2.5, we'll make this 2.6. That'll be like that. What am I looking for? I'm not it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I'm looking for it to be neat. I'm looking for things to line up. It needs to have date, class, units drawn by all of that, and the logo. Okay. Now I can't leave those dimensions on there because they'll come up every single time. So I'm just going to delete them. And if I delete all of it, it starts going blue. And we don't want it blue. If I right click and I go edit sheet, it's going to be grey. Okay. Edit sheet format. What you're going to do is you're going to highlight all of these. And this is the one time, not that, just the lines. No, not the bloody text. That you can use fix, and it will just fix all of that. Lovely. Title drawn by date, class, unit. So what I want you to do is also, let's put in a title. Now what will we call this? Engineering template 1, and let's make it a bit bigger. That looks good. I don't know how I feel about that logo, to be honest with you. It's kind of a bit big. Let's go back and have a look and see is there a better looking logo. I don't know, is that the one we picked? Yeah, I think I'm going to pick this one here, but it's a little bit small. Oh, that will work. Okay, save image as, and let's put that in SolidWorks templates. You probably don't give a damn, but I don't know, I'm not a big, it just doesn't look good to me. It just doesn't fit right. I'll delete it, and I'll go insert picture. We'll get this logo. It's a little bit pixelated, but if I make it a bit smaller it might look a bit better. Oof, yeah, it's a bit pixelated. No, that's not going to work either. Okay, let's go back and have a look again. ACC logo images. Alright, I'm just going through here, seeing if I can find something. No, a whole lot. Let's type in Anne Arundel Community College logo. Now we're in business. We have more. Still a bit small. Too small. I don't know what I think. Alright, yeah, I'll right click here, save image as, it's probably the same one. That looks a little bit better. Either one will do. Look, I'm being a bit obsessive here at the moment. Either, whatever logo you find will be totally fine. I just want you to practice putting in a picture, to be quite honest with you. Look, another thing is, if you want to create your own custom title blocks with your own company name or your own name, you could make something up. I'm all for that too. Now that's a better looking logo, so that's a lot nicer looking. Okay. Don't ever get as obsessive about things as I am. Edit sheet format, and let's delete that anchor and let's move it over a little bit, and then we'll do the same again. Fix that line. Okay. Great, that looks good now. Engineer template drawn by I press Control C, Control V. I like the size of that font, and I'm just bringing it down. It could be a little bit bigger. Let's make it 16. not that one. Let's highlight it and let's make it 16. Okay. Now what's the date? The date is the 3rd of the 4th, 2014. Roughly 6 years since I did my first AACC template. This is the second one. Okay. Class ENT 260. Units. Inches. Alright. That's it. There's the title block finished. Okay, what do we do next? We're going to do this. We're going to go to Tools, Options, Document Properties. We're going to make sure the drafting standard is ANSI. We're going to check that the dimensions are units are in inches. So we can set whatever we want here. I can go to, you know, I don't even know what I want to change here. Annotations, dimensions. What is the precision at the moment? The precision is only 2 places. I can make it 3 places. You know, I think all of this should be fine. I'll go OK. So I've set all of that. This doesn't look too bad. Okay, what do? We go File, Save As. Instead of saving this as a drawing, you're going to save this as a drawing template. And we're going to call this, and what it automatically does is it saves it in the templates folder. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to save this to, I don't know, your SolidWorks templates folder. And we call this AACC template. Now what is it? 11 by 17. And we're going to go save. Okay. Now watch this. If I go to File New, this is what you see here. What you're going to do now, from now on, is you're going to click on Advanced, and you're going to look in Templates here. Now I have an Aerolab template for a company I used to work for, and another drawing, but I don't see where my AACC template is. I just created it. Why isn't it there? So let me show you that again. You're going to go File, not Open. You're going to click on Advanced, and hopefully your template is going to be here. Now I'll tell you why it isn't. Because we created the template, but we didn't tell SolidWorks where the template resides. So how do you do that? We're going to go Tools. I'm trying to remember. Options. File Locations. System Options. File Locations. Show folders for document templates. So this is where the template folder is. Now what we can do is we can say, look, you can either add it to here or you can add another folder. Now what folder am I going to add? The SolidWorks templates folder. And I'm going to go OK. Excuse me for 1 second. Now your computer is going to have, hopefully it's going to have SolidWorks installed on it already. It's already going to have a template. Now what you should do really is you save this template in that directory. You don't have to worry about anything. And it will automatically save in that directory when it does it. This is where it will default, the default directory will be. And you should just save it in there. Now, I'm going to go OK. And I'm going to go Yes. And look what happens. I go File, New. And in here there's a place called SolidWorks Templates. So you're going to click on Advanced. If it's not there, hopefully there's another tab, and there you go. Now, what was the name of this file that we saved it was DRW.dot. So it's a SolidWorks template file. Now watch this. When I open this up, this is no longer a DRW.dot. This is just a standard DRW. Believe it or not. You might have to. Let me show you. If I go Save As, it saves it as a drawing. It's no longer, what's happening here is it's actually using the template file to create a drawing with. Now that's it. I'll show you again how you use it. So we have our part. I go new, you're going to click on advanced. Hopefully it's going to be here. If it's not, you haven't told SolidWorks where the templates directory is, or you haven't saved it in the template directory. So now we have our drawing, and every time we have our drawing, this is going to come up. It's ready to go. Okay, so I go, not design library, we want view palette, and the drawing, the part I want is the part we're working on. Now let's have a look at the drawing that we created. We have a front, top, and then we have the sides. Okay, easy enough. I'll just go there, there, there. Now, what do we need to check? I didn't check this when I set the template. I'll right click there, I'll go properties, and I'm checking that it's third angle. Type of projection, third angle, okay? Now these views are a little bit small, so I go to the parent view, which is that, and I'm going to make this 1:1.5, and that's more like it. And then I'm going to get an isometric view up here. How do I do that? Projected view. I'm going to go click on my parent view, and I can get that view. Or I could have clicked on one of these views and I'll get it from a different angle. It depends on what the parent view is. Okay, I actually like that better. Or I could, I can click on there and get it from that angle. So it depends on what your original view is. So I'll delete that view, and pull him down. I'm going to click on this view and make it a bit smaller. I'm going to go 1:2 like it was before. And I'm going to turn on the shaded edges. Alright. Look at that. Lovely. Click this view. I'm going to go hidden lines. There's a lot of hidden lines there, but let's leave it the way it is. I don't think I want to do that to all the views. I might have to though with this. Look, I'm changing the rules that I said. Look, all the views are going to be the same. So these three are going to be hidden lines, and this one isn't. So let's do that. But it is here. Make them all hidden lines. Sorry for the confusion. Show the hidden lines in them all. Okay. So that's it. We have the 5 views now. The 4 orthographic and the 1 isometric. Let's change this. Let's go edit sheet format and go lesson 7 part 1. The days is today. Lovely. The class, everything is, I don't need to change anything. And let's put some dimensions in. So let's get the dimension of the box. 3.185. What's kind of nice is the dimension color is like a greyish tone. The views are black. Now that might come up by default on your SolidWorks. You could go in there and you could change that in options, colors, okay, and it's one of these, it's one of those dimensions there. I don't know what it is. The other thing you can do is you can create layers, and I'll show you that later, but it's kind of nice if your dimensions are a different color from the views. It makes them more clear. Okay, so let's put the dimensions in from here. This view here, we have the 1/2 inch, we have these two and those two. Okay. So I'm just plugging these dimensions in. Okay, what else? Let's get this dimension in. Okay, what's going on here? We have the radius 0.125. We got that. I actually forgot that. Look at this. So look at this. What we can do? We can add this fillet in. 0.125. We make a change there, save it, I'll close it down, and it adds that fillet in the drawing. Okay, let's look at this top view. What do we have to do? Oh, lots of dimensions. I'm just going to throw them in. Before I do that, I'm going to add the whole call out. See, that's not a 0.315 through. That's kind of confusing. Because these are custom hole wizard holes, the whole call out's not working that well. That is the reason why. So we're just going to have to do this manually. So we got the 0.875, we got the half an inch, and I have a feeling it's going to be this. Maybe not now. Maybe it works for you guys, but it doesn't seem to be working here. 0.441 to 0.625. While we're at it, let's just do the depths of them here. .125. Okay. The depths of the counter bores. I'm just running through this. Can't really give you a good commentary just while I'm dimensioning. Wall thickness. Just take your time. You know, typically it takes the same amount of time to create a drawing as it does the part. You know, I know it's boring and you'd rather not be dimensioning, but it's important. And if you miss a dimension, you're just going to make more work for yourself. You're going to get an email saying that there's dimensions missing, and you know, the machinists, you're just going to be honest, just piss them off. So take your time and put the dimensions on there. Well, here's a good example. Is you guys hate when there's dimensions missing on a drawing. Now, it's the same for machinists. So they expect, or the people who are producing your parts expect the same. They get upset when there's not dimensions on drawings, because it requires communication then. Alright, the guideline is that it's better not to include too many dimensions or extra dimensions, but if you had to do either or, it's definitely better to have extra dimensions than miss dimensions, if you know what I mean. Okay, we got quite a few on there, and what you should do is, as you add the dimensions, cross them out on the drawing. Okay, I got all that. What else are we missing? We're missing the dimensions of that hole. Got the half an inch there, very nice. Alright, I think this view is a good view for putting in the heights of those bosses. We have that 0.875 already there. What about this one? Try and put your dimensions to the outside of the object. If you leave them inside the object, like here, it just makes it difficult to read. Keep the bigger dimension to the outside. So the small is here, then the middle, and then the bigger one. We're still missing that slot, so before we put the slot in, let's go to annotation, center mark, and let's put in a center mark. Come on. Ooh. Now we don't want a slot center mark, we want them at the edges. We want them at the centers of the two circles. Okay. So from the center to the bottom edge, 0.875, 0.25. What else? We need the center to center distance. We got that. What else? And we need from there, in the drawing it looks like it's coming from here, from that center to that edge, 1.75. It would be nice if that dimension and this could line up. What else? That seems it. The last thing we're missing. Right click here, open the part, right click up in the material and go plain carbon steel, save it. Let's calculate our mass properties. Mass properties, 3.56 pounds. Okay, close this down and we'll go note up at the top left, notes, material, I can't even remember, cast, was it, what was it again, bloody cast, mild carbon steel, was it cast iron, sorry about this, plain carbon steel, I should remember that, plain carbon steel, watch this, mass 3.56 pounds. You wouldn't really put the mass in a drawing. All the machinist cares about is what material you want this made out of. Do you want it made out of steel or do you want it made out of aluminum? What sort of tolerances do you have? So that's it. That's not too bad. We're missing one more dimension. It would be nice. We need a dimension from there to there, really. We need that too. Okay, that would have caused confusion. That's it. That's your first really a pretty decent drawing with a template, all the views. You know, what else could we do to improve this? Look, if you want to show off, you could get a section view going. That's kind of nice. A section view there, so it gives somebody a good idea of what's going on. Alright, that's the first drawing. I'm going to move on to the, I'm going to do just one more complicated one, a full drawing, maybe two, we'll see. Alright, I'll talk to you in a bit. So let's have a look at some of these drawings again. We've just completed this one. This is kind of easy, boring really. I'm going to cover this kind of quickly in class. This is a little bit more challenging, so I'd like to give this a go. What are the main features? The main feature is the main shape itself. Okay, that's feature number one. Drawing, that's going to be a bit of a pain. The person is dimensioning off this origin over here. It's like I get all of this. I see there's 0 there along the horizontal, and then 1, 2.5, and so on. There's 0, 0 there, and it looks like it's from here to there's 3 point. We'll figure it out how the person is doing it. It's a little bit, I don't know, maybe there's a reason for it, but so getting this main shape is going to be a bit of a pain. Then we have this little notch there, little notch going. Then we have this little curved slot, and then we have this array of countersink holes. Okay, so you can see that from the section view. And then we have these 1/4 and tapped holes that we can see there, 1/4, 3 places, a 1/2 inch deep. All right. Now let me just zoom into here. What does that look like to us? Basically, what's happening here is the person is drilling in with a drill. Now it's impossible to have a 100% tap. You're always going to have, 25% just drill, and the 75% is the rest of the thread. You can file away the the tap and use a bottoming tap and really extend that, but typically you're not going to get more than 75 to 90% of thread. So I'll give this a go, and I'm kind of thinking where to begin, but I'm just going to sketch it out. Let's see how we get on with it. So it's in inches, so I'll go new part, and I'll create a sketch on the top plane. And where is a good place for the origin? I'm going to make this point right here our origin. And I'm going to use these ordinate dimensions to try and figure this out. So this will be our origin. Okay. Now it's roughly 7.5 inches over. I go away and I come back to the point, and I try to get a curve there and it won't work for me. So let's just do this 3-point arc. Something like that. And then it comes down and over and then down. Okay. Down. Is it horizontal? No, it's at an angle. And then down. Something like that is our initial sketch. So let's have a look at this. It's 10.4 minus 2.5 from there to there. Now let me see if I can remember that. 10.4 minus 2.5, 7.9, and then it's 10 to the very, very top of that minus 3.563. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to put in a center line, and I'm going to go 10 minus, I can't even remember the number, 10 minus 3.563, 3.563, okay, to there. I'm going to make this tangent to that, something like that, something like so. Alright, and then I'm going to go from that point down to there is, now I don't know why this person, you know, I don't know why they did that. I don't know, we'll play it by ear. 7.75 minus 3.563. So from that point to there, 7.75 minus 3.563, I can't remember it. I don't know how I can remember those numbers. 4.19, alright, and then let's have a look. 2.5 from that point to our origin, 2.5 from there to there. The trick is understanding how these dimensions work, okay, these ordinate dimensions. I hate them, but some people use them. 2.5, okay. Now, what else have we got? 5.25 minus 3.563 will get us from there to there. .25 minus 3.563. Let me just check, is that right? 3.563, yeah. And we got that. And then this, okay, so you're probably not even going to bother trying to figure out these numbers, and you're just going to probably take my numbers, but you actually should. Now, let's go back here and have a look. Now this is kind of weird. Okay, 0 degrees is there, 1 inch. So let's go 1.5 over and draw a construction line. Okay. Let's go over, draw a center line. Let's make that vertical like it is, and we go 1.5 from there to there. And that's where we want this to, it needs to be, this tangent needs to be over here slightly. Now can I move that? Yeah, I can, but it needs to be more like that. Oh no, don't be like that now, hold on a sec. Now why is this moving? Is that line moving? No, that line stays there. Now what happened there? Okay. Let's put a radius on this. Now this radius is on that line, and it's 10 inches, radius 10 inches. So it's 10 inches from that point all the way down, 10 inches, okay. So let's go back and let's go offset entities, and we'll just make it 10 inches. I'll click on this and I'll put it down, and let's make that for construction. Okay, now our center point of rotation is right there, is it? Now let's just check. From there to there, okay, 10 inches. And then let's just find it. Let's make this 10 inches. Hold on. That kind of worked out nicely. That's the center point of rotation. So let's make that and that point merge. And it doesn't let us do that. It could be because of this tangent. Let's just delete that for a sec. And let's make that point and that point merge. And this goes black. So there's something wrong with those dimensions. I wonder, is it this dimension here? I'm going to delete all of this, and we really should make this point the origin. We should make the center point of that arc the origin. I'm sorry if this is confusing the shit out of you, but usually you wouldn't have dimensions like this. It's a little bit, maybe they would, you know, but to me this is kind of confusing. I'm going to make this the origin now, and we'll work from there. Okay, we'll move all of this up. So I'll go move entities, I'll highlight all of it, and I'm going to go from this point over, and let's make this point and that point coincident. Okay, let's make, slow down, let's make this line 10 inches from there, because it should be. Now why should it be? Because it's 0 degrees, it's completely flat, and it's a 10-inch radius from that point there. Okay, let's click on this edge and let's see where its center is, right there. Let's put a dimension of 10 on it, and now that looks a little bit better now. Okay, 2.5, 1.5, and what's the distance? 7.75, so definitely make this the origin, it works out much easier. 7.75. And it all goes black, and that works out. So my initial calculations were wrong, I just messed up. Alright, let's delete that 1.69 and get a proper dimension in there. It's 5.25. 5.25, and that also changes that. I must have really screwed up those dimensions. Okay, that's it. Not too bad. So this is where you want to put the origin, and everything else should be there. What do we need to do? And then we have a 45 degrees, so that could have even worked too. Let's extrude it 0.375. So we go exit sketch, features, click on the sketch, and we go mid plane 0.375, and I'll go OK. And let's do the first thing is let's do this curve slot. Alright. 0.38 is the size of the slot. I got that. And then it looks like from one edge is 3 degrees all the way down to 52 degrees from edge to edge. So 3 degrees to 52. Let's create a sketch on here like we've done. Let's get our center line. That's 0 degrees. That's going to be the 52. And that's going to be the 3 degrees. So watch this. So from there to there, we make that 3. And from there to there, we make that 52. The main trick of this problem really is trying to pull information from this drawing. It's not a bad, it's a pretty good drawing actually, but so that's the main trick of it. 3 degrees, and it comes all the way down to 52. Now we got that. Now what's the radiuses? The radius is 9.188. Okay, so let's get a circle. Watch this now. 9.188 multiplied by 2. Alright, 18.38, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset, what is it, 0.38 in the other direction. Is it 0.38? Yes it is. And we got that, and we need a circle here. Now watch this. I'll make it tangent to that. I'll make a tangent to that, and I'll make a tangent to that line, and it goes black. And I'll do the same down here. This is why we spend a lot of time doing the sketches. Tangent, tangent, and tangent. And what will I do? I'll get the trim going. Oh yeah, look at that. Get rid of that much. There's the slot. Oh, very nice. Okay, let's leave those. Leave that in. Let's put in a better dimension here. It's gonna. There we are now. 9.188. Now let's have a look. 9.188. Yeah, that's it. Let's put in a proper dimension. We'll go exit sketch, extrude cut, through all, and we got that. Okay. Now let's draw one hole in and we'll pattern them. Now, is there a dimension missing? No, there's not. Radius 9.6, and then we have 10 degrees. Let's get one in and then we array it. Okay, my brain is starting to get tired here. Okay, let's do this. Let's flip it around to the other side, because that's what it says. Near side and far side. So we'll flip this round, we'll create a sketch on there. Oh yeah, let's try that again. No, we don't want that really. I want to look at it like this, and it flips it around. Okay, that confused the shit out of me. Let's just come on now, just leave it there. Asking for trouble. No, I want to see it. Okay, watch this. It still flips it. I want this the other way. It's just going to have to be that way. So let's have a look. Oh man, this is going to confuse me, and it's going to definitely confuse you. Okay, let's think about this. We get the 0 degrees, which is from there, so let's just do that. And then we have 10 degrees. So let's just put that in. We have 10 degrees. to there, and then we have this radius 9.6. So let's put in a circle. Alright, I'm going to convert to entities, and I'm going to delete that bit of it away. I'm going to highlight all of this, and I'm going to make that for construction. I'm going to highlight that and make those for construction, and the only real line I have is this one. Now let's put a radius on it, 9.6. 9.6. Now right there, if I make that vertical, okay. Now why is that moving? Is it locked onto the center? No. Let's make this point and those points, merge them. Alright, the rest of it goes black. Lovely. That's the first point of the countersink. So let's make that for construction, and let's just get out of here for a second, and let's leave that sketch on. I'm going to click on this face. I'm going to go hole wizard, and I want a countersink hole. Now what is it? It's 60 degrees, so it's some crazy one. Do we have 60 degrees though? We're going to have to do a custom one. Okay, 82 degrees will make this 60. Usually you never have to do this. Diameter 0.25, and then what's the other one? 0.156. Where am I getting all these from? 0.156. Okay, we go to positions, and I'm going to click at that point right there. Now can I move that? Lovely. That's it. Let's go back and go to through all, show custom sizing, 156.25, 60 degrees, and that's it. Okay, that's the first hole. Now this is from the back side. Now what do we want? I want to array this in that direction, so I need, watch this now, you like this, where that origin is, I need an axis, and you'll see what I mean now in a second. And I'm going to use the right plane and the front plane to get an axis in this direction here, and then we'll be able to array them. So this is kind of, I don't know if you've seen this type of thing before, the right plane and the front plane, and look what it does. It puts it on that origin point, and it gives me an axis in that direction along the, what would you call it, along the Y. Okay, now let's go back here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Can't believe there's only 19. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19, and there are 2.5 degrees. 19. Okay, let's have a look. Circular pattern. Features the pattern. We want this one right here. The pattern of rotation is this chap, and we don't want equal spacing. We want them spaced 2.5 degrees, and I want them flipped the other way. This is why I'm your teacher. 19. Now let's not get too cocky for a second. It goes well past that. Yeah, that looks about right. 55 degrees to the very end. Now let's see, are we right? So 2.5 degree 19. You should try and figure this out yourself. It's all well and good you copying me and learning how to create these parts, but if you can, you really should do this on your own first and see how you get on. Now let's check it. It should be 55 degrees from there to there. So we'll create a sketch, on here, I'm going to draw a center line from there to that center. Now, is that how it's drawn? Yep. It should be 55 degrees from there to there now. I'm going to be embarrassed if this isn't it. So we go to evaluate and I go measure from there. Come on now. Angle 55 degrees. Lovely. That's it. So I'm happy about that. I'll delete that sketch because I don't really need it. I'm going to turn this sketch off. And now we have it. We have this bit. What's next? Let's turn that axis off. Okay, let's go back. There's a little radius there. I don't know. We got all this in. I got just 2 holes. Counter bores. From the near side, of course. From far side, 2 places. That means that the counter bore is coming from the other side. Okay. So let's flip this around. Click on the face. Go features. Hole wizard. Now they're roughly there and there. So we need counter bore. Show custom sizing. So let's have a look. Counter bore is 0.313. No, that's wrong. 0.313 is here. The through hole size is 0.171. And the counter bore depth is 0.164. 0.164. Alright, it goes through all and the positions are roughly there and there. Now what's the distance from the origin? Of course, 4.313. And then what's the other one? 7.563. I'll make these 2 vertical, and the distance from it's 2.8 to there, and then 2.5, so it's 0.3 from there to there. It's like so, and that's it. They go black and I'm good. Okay, so it's a counter bore from the other direction, the far side they call it. Okay, now what's next? We have this little slot in there and then 3 holes, and then we're laughing. So let's just draw this slot in. It should take 2 seconds. So we know we're on the right face. Just on a side note, this is a kind of a very typical, some sort of an engineering type bracket. Now, you know, it's very obvious that the drawing is very specific about angles and certain positions. This is the type of part I'm guessing you do not want to screw up with. It needs to be machined exactly the way it was designed, or holes aren't going to line up, or it's not going to do its job that it's expected to do. So this is an example where we would need to be very, very precise in what we're doing. We need to make sure the slot is in the right face and the holes are in the right location. So let's go back. Let's get the circle and let's get our quadrants, like so. Now what's the distance? It looks like it's 0.38 and it's a ½ inch up. .38 and it's a ½ inch from there to there. Okay, and let's go back, and it's 9 inches from the origin over to that line. There's 9 inches. Now let's see if we can get that. 9 minus 2.5 will work as well. So this is, if that's a 9 from there to there, and that's 2.5 from there to there is 9 minus 2.5. Nine minus 2.5. That's it. So let's trim this bit of it away. And what's the depth? The depth is 0.1. No, is it? Not clear. 0.125 we'll have to go with. That's what it looks like. 0.125. Cut, okay. That's that. Alright, next thing are the holes on that face. So I click on the face. This is a nice and easy one for a change. Hole wizard. Space bar, and we look at normal too, not that one. I'm going to put in, I can't even put in a center line yet. What do we want? We want a threaded hole. We want not ANSI metric, we want ANSI inch. We want a 1/4 20. Now what is the depth? The depth is going to be 0.5 inches deep. So it looks like if we want a 1/2 inch thread, we're going to have at least 3/4 inch of a drill. So let's go back and have a look. So the blind hole is going to be 0.75, and the thread is going to be 1/2 inch. So let's just put those positions in kind of quickly. So it lines up with the origin. Put one there, and one there. And it's 3.55 from the, is that right? 3.55 from the origin, or is it from the edge? Let's have a look. From that edge there, 3.55. So we've got to get that right. 3.55. Alright, the next one, 6.675. 6.675. 6.675, yeah, and then what's the next one? 9.8. Alright, let's go OK, and then that's it. Alright, that's it, that was hard work. Is that everything? It looks like it. Maybe the last thing is a little radius, which is not telling us. A little radius. Okay. It's saying 18 times there. 2.5, 18 times 18 measurements at 2.5. That makes sense, but not so clear. Okay, that's it. That's the drawing. Let's save it. Lesson 7, part number 3. Okay, let's go right click, plain carbon steel, let's save it, and let's get our drawings going. So we go File, New, Template, AACC template. What I'm going to do with this, I'll do as much of it as I can. I'm getting a bit tired now. Let's get the view palette going. Let's drag that out. Very nice. That's good. It gives us the origin as well, but I don't know if I want that full circle. Okay, we got that view. What else? We got this bottom view. So I'll go project view from there to there. Okay, we have that. Now what else? This tricky one, this section. This little section that goes from there to there. Now, this is going to be tricky. section view. Oof. Maybe a half section is what we want. No. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Aligned auxiliary section. Oh, that's, now we're cooking with gas. Oh, I like that. You can see I'm just playing here now. Can I put an angle on it? Let me just see how this works. That isn't bad. It's cutting the whole thing though. Look, I can work with that. Now if I right click and I go edit sketch and I put an angle in from there to there and I make that 45 and I drag these points in a little bit. Like so. I don't think it's going to like that, but let's see what happens. See, okay, let's exit out of that. And oh, look at that. Lovely. I'll do that again for you. Let's delete that. And let's do it again. Typically section views are you know, they're very straightforward. This is a little bit complicated what the person is doing here, but he needs to show the near side and the far side and show, look, don't put the countersinks the wrong way around, and it's a nice little detailed view as well. So okay, how do we do this? I think it might be about it. Okay, let's do it again. Section view. Now this isn't going to work. That's a vertical section view, a horizontal, an auxiliary. This means it's angled. This looks like this is a good place to start. And this is kind of nice because let me lock into that point right there, like so. And then we'll put it in anyway, any old angle at all, and I'll go okay. And I'm just going to move that view over here. Let's delete that dimension for a sec. Let's right click on this line and go edit sketch. And I'm going to just put a dimension in from there to there. And let's make it 45. Very nice. 45 degrees. And then I'm going to grab it. I don't need to take a full cut out of that object. I can grab that point and move it over. Just do the best you can with that section view. That is kind of tricky. And then once I have it in place, I'm going to delete it. I don't like, I like things fully defined, but this is just, we're just placing section view. Okay, so BB, it looks very similar to AA. It works, and let's right click on that and go alignment, break alignment. So now I can move it, and then I'm going to right click on it again and go alignment, align vertical by, I want to flip this around 90 degrees, and also I'd like to make it bigger, to be quite honest. Can I change the scale? I'll make it 1:1. I'm going to make these views bigger, so let's leave that as 1:1. Now how do I rotate this view? I can right click and go alignment, align vertical by origin. The two views, it doesn't like breaking this from there. I can click on that and hit this rotation. Oh yeah, look at that. 45 degrees, that is beautiful. Okay, I know I'm probably blowing the heads off here. Heads are probably melted at this stage. Let's make this view a little bit bigger. Let's make it 1:1. Now, do I like how that's there? I'd like that to be a curve, but not so much a full circle. This is a little bit big though as well. Let's make it, maybe, let's make it a tiny bit smaller. 1:1, and let's try 1:1.25. There you go. 1:1, 1 1/4. Let's just make it a bit smaller. Now if I delete that, what's going to happen? And let's delete this as well. You're going to have to put that in using a sketch. We can make this section a bit bigger. Three to 2. Oh, lovely. Alright. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to add an annotation. And we're going to add a center mark, but that's not what we want. It just does that. Too big. We might have to manually just put this in, get a center line going. So from there to there, make it vertical, and we'll get another center line. Can I put a point in? What happens if I do this? Can I make that? Let's delete that point for a sec. And let's make these 2 points. There you go. And let's pull them up there, like so. Let's drag this view down. Now, we need to go, what's the distance? So it's 1.5 inches from there. No, it's having a hard time. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. So we need that center line in, whether you like it or not. Okay, it's very big. Center line, center mark. Now can I, oh that's, okay, let's just move him up there like so. Can I move this over that end point? Oh, that's ugly. Yeah, I don't know any other way we can do this. We need that mark in there to reference it. Now, you'd really need to even use a bigger sheet, because I want to somehow get this view down below that it's not getting in the way. Okay, we'll have to make this a bit smaller. Like so. Not really ideal. You'd really have to use a bigger sheet for something like this. And then what we'll do is we'll just start putting in the dimensions. Okay, we need some sort of a sketch here, or a 3-point curve. Okay, so this is the center point. No, I'm doing the wrong one. That's the center point. That's one line. Now why isn't that lining up? There we go. Okay, so we have that, and then we'll put a dimension on that curve. This is kind of a tricky problem. I hope I'm helping you out instead of confusing you. Radius 9.6. I don't want you to dimension using this ordinate dimensions. You can if you want to, if you know what you're doing. I'd rather you just use normal dimensioning methods. Okay, so I think you should be dangerous enough. I'll spend another few more minutes dimensioning it, just to help you out. let's turn this on and get the hidden lines going. There's that. We don't want hidden lines in this view, so I'll turn those off. We just want that to be a section view. I'll double click on the hatch and I'll change the scale of it, and that helps. We don't want this, we just leave this as being hidden lines removed. And okay, what else do we have? Can I put a smart dimension in from there to there? Yeah. Let's pack these dimensions in a bit more. Okay, we have that. From there to there is what? 10.4. Just keep going. You're going to have to put a lot of dimensions on this to make it work. I'll show you this in class. I'll go through it. What's next? I'm going to do. You're just going to keep on working through this. So there are so many dimensions there. That's why this person has done this ordinate dimensioning. I might go back to that and put the ordinate dimensioning in, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to this mad problem. I'm kind of even curious to see how it looks. It's a bit of a beast, so I'm going to give this a go, and then that'll be it. You're going to work on this yourself and this one yourself. So let's go back, and I'm sorry if I'm giving you mixed messages. I'm kind of doing this problem as I'm trying to teach it. So let's go ordinate dimensioning. That's going to be 0, and you can put these in very, very quickly. Okay, and what else? And here, and there. Okay. I'm just going to pull this 0 out a little bit so you can see those dimensions. And then where was the 0, 0 in this example? They made this 0, 0. Okay. So we go back. There's 1, 2, 3. Before I can put these in, I really need center lines. So just let's hold on for a sec. Let's go center line and click on 1, 2 edges. Like so. And let's put a center mark in here so we have that. And then let's right click and go add to ordinate. Can I keep on going? Lovely. So I'm after telling you don't do ordinate dimensions, but Jesus, for something like this they're much easier. This is quite complicated. You know, so let's just do it the way they drew it this way for a reason. Pretty tricky. Center line. Is there a? Oh, look at that, lovely, nice little center line there from the slot, one edge to the other edge. I'm pretty sure they're dimensioning that edge, 9.188. Okay, whole call out, very nice. Instead of clicking on the center circle, I got the what is it called, the countersink hole, and I got that dimension there. So there it is, 0.156 through. The outer diameter is 0.25 with a 60-degree countersink. So we got that, and we need center lines. So there's one. Now let's lock this in. Can we lock that in there? Oh, you bastard. Can I make it concentric? Oh, lovely, lovely. I got it there. And I'll do the same here. So I click this point, I click the edge, I click this circular edge, and I go concentric, and it locks it in. And now I can go from there to there. Let's make that. Can I? That's the center line, isn't it? I need another center line going from there to there. And now I can put a dimension from there. No, it won't let me do it. It's just having a hard time referencing those center lines. I don't know why it is. It lets you do one at a time though. That's a pain. What about angles? We need angles. See what you can go. I'm after being giving you enough there to be dangerous. If you can even get this far and really understand what's going on, you're doing well. I'll go through it with a bit more class. Let's get that whole call out going. So I'm going to click on the hidden lines. And that'll be the last thing I'll do for you. Come on now. That's not really it. It's a 1/4-20. This isn't good enough. 0.201 3/4. What we need to do is come in here to this dimension text and say, look, do you want to change the annotation? I'm going to go yes, and I'm going to go 1/4-20 tapped hole 0.5 thread depth. Okay, and then we'll go multiplied by 3 places, and then you got that. You can add some dimensions in for that slot. So I'll go from that line there, I'll hold down the shift key to that maximum point. Come on now. Let's try it again. God, that's a pain. I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay. Bit of a beast of a problem, alright. Let's get rid of these dimensions here.